Traditionally, UPA has done two things, and we hope we've done them well. One is to negotiate the contract and then ensure that the legislature would fund it. And the other is to enforce the contract through an internal grievance process, and if that doesn't work, up to going to court. But the new board has realized that the face of higher education is changing, and we need to do more. There are things outside of Manoa and the rest of the campuses outside of Hawaii that are changing the state of higher education, and not for the better. There are things like the change from seeing education as a public good to seeing it as a personal purchase, almost, a private commodity. And this has led to the decrease of state interest in paying for higher education. And this is, in turn, with rising tuitions, is leading to what's going to be a massive crisis for the U.S. as students pile up debt. And Hawaii actually is the best state, I guess, or the second or first, depending on how you measure it. We have the lowest student debt at graduation. It's only $17,000. So kids are going to be hedging their bets, not doing interesting things. They're going to be at Starbucks so they can pay back that debt. That doesn't sound good. We have an effort to monetize the university in terms of dollars, not in terms of education. And people are looking at return on investment on your particular degree or your particular university, rather than whether you actually are competent or whether you have learned anything. Get the degree, everything's good. We have student learning outcomes. We have MOOCs. MOOCs. I'll never pronounce it right. Which are massive online.
Open online.
Open online. I'm trying to forget them, obviously. So we have a lot of things that have been embraced by those who don't teach, and usually they're things that no one actually knows if they work. But we're going to be experimenting, if we're not careful, on an entire generation of students. We have the rise of, in terms of efficiency, we have the rise of part-time faculty. And they're creeping in across all our campuses. I didn't really know this until we started these conversations. And in fairness to them, their job is to teach their course and then go home. They don't get involved in faculty governments. They don't get involved in curriculum development. And they're also under pressure, if they want to be invited back, they don't offend the students by being tough graders. So that, combined with monetizing, combined with students feeling they're buying their degrees, is really sort of a setup for failure. And finally, we have the growth of an administrative class. It's sort of like high priests or something out of Animal Farm. And in the past, a lot of our administrators came out of the faculty and they went back to it. They knew the institution. They knew its traditions. They knew what didn't work. Now we have, not just us, but it's really bad in the mainland. You have people who show up, and as soon as they arrive, they're planning how to get their next job. And they have no idea of the institutions. And so they're in a learning curve. For this place takes 5 to 15 years to know how it works. And they never figure it out before they're gone or retired. So all these things are combining, and not all of them have arrived here, and not all of them have, if they've arrived, have reached their full extent. They haven't fermented as much as they could. But what are we as faculty going to do? And it's a question that really fundamentally is the question whether we're going to run the universities or whether we're going to have venture capitalists and wandering peddlers run it for us. And so the talk today is really about how we regain control of the universities, or at least a large say in it. And we've been to several campuses now, and we're finding there's, this is the people to ask, not the, what's his name, Harvard dropout. Bill Gates. You know, I don't think he's ever taught. He's a great guy, all that. But we're the ones who have to decide the future if we want it, if we don't want to have it decided for us.